Alrighty, boys, in this video, we're gonna go over why most people who don't achieve their goals, they usually become kind of sad with diminished self-worth, and they have a feeling deep in their gut that's telling them that they're on the wrong path in life. And more importantly, we're gonna talk about how to overcome all this so that every day you wake up, you're full of energy and are in a fun-loving attitude, where it's just easy for you to joke with your friends, family, and coworkers. So first off, let's talk about why this happens. And the reason actually comes back down to evolution. You see, the human brain has evolved as our species has evolved, and we're actually hardwired to seek enjoyment and a fulfilling life. In fact, we built a motivational system to help guide us through this journey. That's why when you do things that are meaningful to you, like hanging out with your friends, your girlfriend, or you excel in an area of life, you start to feel happy. That's also why when you do things that don't align with that pursuit in happiness, like working at your soul-draining job, you start to feel sad. That's literally your brain telling you that you're on the wrong path in life. And to further the point, that's why you always see these really successful people like Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, or Mark Cuban. They always have this fire inside of them. It's like they're just lit up on the inside and they're full of this energy and vitality. It's just waiting to burst out of them like a volcano. It's because they're always working on something that fulfills them, and it lights them up like a Christmas tree. Could you imagine how much more happy you'd be if you did the same thing? Well, the good news is that you can. In fact, if I was to ask you what your dream job was right now, you could probably tell me. But why is it that you're not pursuing that? How is that decision helping you live a better life or a better quality life? And look, you're watching this video right now because it feels like you've been zapped of all your energy and vitality. Well, how are you going to feel in 2 years from now if you don't change anything? Probably a lot worse. So I want you to choose right now to improve yourself. Choose now to chase your ambitions in a meaningful life. But look, I know some of you are thinking, well, Adam, this sounds amazing, but I don't know what I'm passionate about. I don't know what's important to me in life yet. And look, don't worry, because we're gonna go through a little experiment here. Not necessarily an experiment, but we're gonna help you overcome this. So below, I'm gonna give you a list, or you can download a list of 100 to 200 values. Now, what you need to do is simple. You're essentially gonna go through all of them and boil your values down to just 10. Now, once you have your top 10 values, I want you to rank them from 1 to 10 and then eliminate the bottom 5. Once you have your top 5, reorder them and make sure that you have them ranked from least important to most important. And what you'll wanna do is align your actions with your core values. What means the most to you? Because when you do this, you'll start to be filled with energy and happiness like you've never experienced before. For example, let's say your first value is family and your second value is integrity. Well, that means if you have a family gathering and you don't go, it's gonna lead you down a path where you don't feel good about yourself, where you just don't feel fulfilled. And also, if you act out of integrity and steal from someone, the same thing will happen. It's literally that simple. If you align your actions with your core values, you'll immediately feel better about yourself and your life. And the same thing happens if you don't align your actions with your core values. That's when you start getting this deep feeling in your gut. Now, again, I'm gonna leave the link to the core values below. So make sure to download them and then go through this exercise. And then before you do that, actually, I have a request for you. The fact that you made it this far in the video, it shows me that you should be with us join this army of conquerors. Because the reality is, you haven't given in to mediocrity. You're still striving to become the best version of yourself, and I respect that more than you know. So I'd love for you to officially join us by smashing that subscribe and like button. Because when you do that, it's going to help us reach more people so that we can improve the lives of others that are just like you, so that we can grow this community together. I can't do it without you. And then lastly, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and let me know what a big ambition of yours is, or what you thought was super interesting about this video. Because again, it helps us reach more people and I want to meet you. So go ahead, like, subscribe, comment below, and then go check out that core value list.